Well, time flies and all that. I can't quite believe we are talking about what seeds we are sowing in April already. It has been beautiful around here recently. The weather has really turned the corner. The weekend into this week has been beautiful up until today, of course. And now it is raining as we're stood here in the greenhouse. But just before we get into the guts of this video, as always, one quick reminder, and that is be aware of your frost dates. Yes, the temperatures, I think over the next 2 weeks, the forecast around here looks pretty good. We're up into double figures during the day, 14, 15 degrees centigrade. Overnight, because it's cloudy, because it's been rainy, temperatures are only dipping down to about 4 degrees centigrade. So things are looking up, but all the way through to the middle of May here, we've got a frost risk. So just check your frost dates and make sure you're not putting things out too early, just in case they get hit by the frost and they die off and all that good work has been done. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with the real deal and our first set of seeds here that we're doing this month. And I know it's April, but already I'm starting to think about successional sowing. Just things that have started earlier in the year, things that are really sort of coming on quite well. Then maybe's out of the allotment already. Then maybe's hiding on the shelf behind me in the greenhouse here, cooking away. But I'm already thinking about what happens when I harvest them. Going to have a gap. What am I going to put in the gap? So I've got a few things here straight off the bat that I'm sort of successional sowing that are going to replace those early harvests that we're going to do. First up, from our favourite seed supplier at Grown Local, we've got some Ishikura spring onions. I'm a big fan of spring onions. I love cooking them and stuff. I love them in a salad. I have got a tray. Here's one I made earlier in my Blue Peter moment. Let me grab a tray. When I talk about things already growing, here's the spring onions already well underway. So they'll be going up to the allotment maybe this weekend, maybe next weekend, going out. So we need to get some more on the go. Ishikura, good, standard, strong variety, lovely taste, grow really well, pretty resilient. So if we did get a frost, these would probably be okay, I think, going forward. But yeah, great one to try. Next up, some radish. And again, a good, strong, standard one there. And it's the French breakfast one. They're smashing. They grow really well. Some of them I've tried. Some of the other ones I've tried, like the round Spanish ones, the black round Spanish ones, they get it's a bit fiery, it's a bit spicy for me. I like the French breakfast ones. They're good taste, they grow well, they look good, they add a bit of colour to your food, to your dinner, to the salad. If you've got those green leaves, the contrast in red, it looks absolutely smashing. Next up, speaking of green leaves, we've got two types of lettuce, and I'm doing two different ones for a reason this month. First up, my somewhat arch nemesis, and this is red tinged iceberg. Now I've had good success with different types of iceberg before. Barcelona is a variety that I've had great success with. This one here, the red tinged one, seems to get destroyed by slugs and snails and all sorts of stuff every year. But I'm gonna persist. I'm gonna do some more. We're gonna try. We're gonna get them on the go nice and early. So if they do get munched, we can do some more and try them again. But the thing was this, is with it being an iceberg, I'm gonna let it mature into a whole lettuce and pick the whole lettuce at once. And speaking of which, that leads me nicely into the next one. And this packet here might look a bit boring. It's just a mixed salad leaf. So it's just red and green mixed leaves. But the good thing about this is it's a pick and come again sort of lettuce. I'll grow these and I won't let it mature into one big lettuce that I'll pick at once. I'll just pick the outer leaves every now and again. So every time I'm up the allotment, if the outer leaves are looking like they're ready, we'll pick them and we're going to get that sort of steady, consistent flow of lettuce, sort of green leaves, red leaves throughout the year, as well as at times we'll have the one sort of big mature lettuce that we'll pick as a whole. Next up, we've got some of the main events coming up, and this is how you can tell that the weather is really starting to get a bit warmer. And we've got our courgettes, and we've got two different types, and these are the two I do every year. They come from DT Brown. They are solid performers. They are absolutely brilliant. I can't recommend these two varieties enough. This one here, first up, is Easy Pick Gold F1. Loads of courgettes, absolutely millions of them. They will grow to a ginormous size if you let them go. I like the way they look. It's really nice having the gold ones, a little bit of a different colour. Again, whether you're cooking courgette into a stew, into whatever. I chuck courgette into all sorts of stuff. I'll chuck it in a chilli, I'll chuck it in a spag bol, I'll chuck it in a casserole, whatever's going, I'll chuck courgette in it. And it's just something else, different vitamins, different nutrients coming from a different source. Throw them in, get them cooked, dead easy to grow, absolutely marvellous. And the next one here, a rather uninterestingly called zucchini, and it is your bog standard green courgette. Again, like the gold ones from DT Brown, grow brilliantly. And every now and again, what I like to do is just every now and again with these, is I just let one or two of them grow really big, and they grow absolutely massive. And I know it's not the real definition of a marrow, but they really do get really big. So if you want a bit of fun with them, let them grow really big, and you'll also get an abundance of fruit on the plants. You get loads of like normal sized ones that you can just pick off and use all the times, but mixed in with a bit of fun, and let some really, really giant novelty courgettes grow and get them on the go. Next up, we're going to get one of our brassicas on the go, and this one here is a broccoli, and I'm going to hold it carefully because my never-ending war against seed packets that open at the bottom is still ongoing. You can see it's open there. I use loads of broccoli, absolutely tons of the stuff. I find it a little bit tricky to grow. I must admit, I'm not an expert broccoli grower, but I'm going to be persistent. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep trying. In this variety here, just called green calabrese, again, pretty bog standard, pretty normal variety. When I'm not the best at growing broccoli, we're going pretty standard, and hopefully it's going to work out pretty well. Next up, one of my favourites, well, two of my favourites again. One of them is a relatively new favourite. I'm a bit of a faff. I absolutely love growing carrots. It's one of my favourite things to grow. It is so satisfying when you've got the green top and you pull the green top out and you have a beautiful, long, straight, orange carrot. It's not all gnarly, it's not all sort of forked off in different directions and full of lumps and bumps. I'm a right faff. I'm a right faff with my carrots. If you want to see how I do carrots, I've got carrot videos, how I've set up my carrot bed. It's all sifted and filtered and perlated and sand and all sorts of stuff mixed in. I'm a right faff with them, but it pays dividends because they usually turn out absolutely brilliant. I'll put a link in the description to that. At the end of the video, you can go and have a look and see what I'm doing there. But one of the most important things I find with carrot is one, every year, new fresh seed. I'd use old seed for all sorts of stuff, but carrots, and I don't have them here as well, parsnips. If you're doing carrots or parsnips, brand new fresh seed every year. Then get the right varieties, and the two varieties that I wholeheartedly recommend. First up, the king of the carrot. It is Sweet Candle. Absolutely the best performing carrot I have ever done. It is one of the varieties that I think people use for when they go to the shows, they do the vegetable shows. Sweet Candle's one of the ones that get used. I don't do showing or anything like that. I just love growing really, really good carrots. Next up, this was a new variety to me last year, and this is a variety called Touchon, and that was recommended from Jesse at plot 37, and it's brilliant. It grew really well. Isn't that maybe it's not quite as good as the Sweet Candle, but they did grow really, really well. So we're going to do Touchon and Sweet Candle on the carrot front this year. And next on the list to get on the go is squash. And I've got two different varieties here. Now, last year, I tried to grow squash vertically. It didn't work out so well. So what are we going to do? We're going to do the same thing again and give it a try. Why not? And what I want to do when I'm growing vertically, I want to grow varieties of squash that aren't massive. So I don't want them to be really heavy, so there's a lot of weight pulling down, not like a big pumpkin sort of size one, just sort of, you know, a hand sort of size squash. And first up on that ilk, we've got one called mashed potato, an entirely new variety to me. Never tried it before. Had a look on the Premier Seeds Direct website. They looked really good. They looked quite funky in the pictures. So I thought, why not give them a try? And very much of the same ilk, from the Premier Seeds website, we have got one called Strawberry Crown. And again, not one I've tried before, not massive, not huge, just going to be the right size for growing vertically. I'll give it a try. nothing to lose. And last but not least, and this is when you can really tell that the temperatures and the weather is starting to get a little bit better, because yes, we're going to start growing cucumbers. Now, I say this every month, just because I'm saying I'm sowing these seeds in April, doesn't mean to say on the 1st of April I'm going to rip open all the packets, get them all sown and get them all done. The cucumbers will be very much towards the end of April. In this variety here, this is my absolute go-to variety every year, Common F1. What a brilliant cucumber. It never fails to grow an abundance of big, long, massive, straight cucumbers. Absolutely brilliant. I cannot recommend this variety enough. It's a bit like when I recommend the King of the North peppers. This one here, Common F1 cucumber even, is right up there in that top tier of seeds I'm going to recommend. I'd probably put sweet candle carrots in there as well. That's the top 3 sort of knocking out. Sun gold tomatoes. Oh, there's 4. That's the top 4 at the moment. But yeah, Common F1 cucumbers. I will do more than just this one variety, but I need to get some seeds now. I normally grow a mini variety as well, something like mini munch along that sort of ilk, where you're getting the small cucumbers, but you get loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of them. I generally find growing the big ones alongside the small ones, much like doing the lettuce, where you get the whole one and the picker come again. Getting that mixture, getting the different varieties on the go, often gives you stuff at different times of the year. You don't end up with a big glut. You don't end up wasting stuff. It usually works out pretty well. Anyway, that is me done for today. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.